So with Dustin Poirier's last dance being tomorrow night against none other than Max Holloway, it should be for the NMF, not the BMF, I decided to look back at probably his best fight to date in his illustrious career. No, it wasn't his fight against Max Holloway, the second one. No, it wasn't his shocking KO of Conor McGregor, but rather it was a fight that not many people thought would be great, and that was against Dan the Hangman Hooker, smack dab in the middle of the pandy. No fans. This was literally when we were all going through it and we needed a fight like this to feed our souls. This fight was so crazy. You would have thought that Dan Hooker said that the New Orleans Saints sucked the way that Dustin laid those gloves on him. This was an interesting fight because Dustin was kind of at a crossroads in his career. He just lost to Khabib. Not many people thought he would make it back to the title, but he definitely put all the doubters to silence with a crazy fight, and give Dan his props too. And Dustin came out on top via unanimous decision with the win. What a long flight home it was for Dan. Greatest fight of all time by a long shot. There will never be a more brutal fight than this one fan said. And remember, there was a lot of new fans, so much so that Dustin was such a sore winner after this fight, it made one person lose so much respect for him. Well, when you look at the grand scheme of things and how the buildup of this fight went, Dan was a bit of a prick in the buildup to this, because Dustin was definitely not no spring chicken. He's been in the game at this point for 9 years, so he was a bona fide UFC veteran, and Dan was treating him like he was just some bum off the street. Again, I ain't that giant of a Dustin Poirier fan like everybody else is, or you watching this video might be, but Dan was definitely disrespecting Dustin to the point where I was like, all right, Dustin, you need to shut this guy up once and for all. And that's exactly what he did. It was literally like two gladiators, and we were just waiting for Joffrey to give us the thumbs up or the thumbs down. And basically, we got a thumb sideways because we got a great fight. And I'm so happy we did, especially at this time of the world. And like I said, we needed it. At that point, Dustin proved his warrior spirit, because many people labeled him a quitter after tapping to Khabib made Dan leave on a stretcher. Now let's talk about the fight tomorrow. The first fight he had against Max Holloway happened at UFC 143. It was Max's debut, Dustin's second fight in the UFC, and Dustin submitted him via armbar. Then the second fight happened in 2019, and it was yet another fantastic fight. Lil Wayne's going to be walking out Dustin. It's going to be a festive atmosphere down low. I always pride myself on keeping it a buck. That's why you're subscribed to this channel, because I'm 100% honest, and I tell it like it is, call it how I see it. I do not like this fight for either man. This should be for the NMF, not the BMF title. Max Holloway is the nicest guy, the nicest ass whooper on the planet Earth. Dustin Poirier, I guess he qualifies as an NMF because I think the only reason why he has such a fan base behind him is because he defeated Conor McGregor 2 times. Had he not, I don't think he would have the fan base that he does now. Sure, his story's great. Sure, he does a lot of great work for charity. But the fact that Conor McGregor has so much haters in the entire MMA world, and because Dustin beat him twice, he has all the fans in the world, and that's why he's so beloved, because he took down a guy that everybody hates. So I also find it strange, because the speculation is that Dustin is not going to retire if he beats Max Holloway, and he's going to fight Ilia Topuria after this fight. So that Ilia Topuria fight would be his quote-unquote retirement fight. Why would the UFC do that? Who's to say Ilia Topuria doesn't want to fight Dustin? What if he's like, nah, I'm good, I'd rather fight Arman, or nah, I'm good, I'd rather fight Patty, nah, I'm good, I'd rather fight Islam, especially if Islam loses to JDM. The UFC could go a million different ways, and Dustin isn't going to be a part of those a million different ways. Again, I'm just speaking hypothetically. Also, who's to say that if Dustin beats Max again, what does this do for his legacy? Okay, cool, he beat a guy that he beat twice. This shouldn't even be a fight. For Max, yeah, this is literally his Volkanovski in the lightweight division. A guy who he's lost to twice has a chance to win a third fight and probably won't win. And I hate to say it too, Max got knocked out 9 months ago. Who's to say his chin has even recovered against a giant power puncher like Ilia Topuria? And he's fighting another power puncher in Dustin Poirier? That's a recipe for disaster. And if you're a Dustin Poirier fan, this is the perfect fight for him. Because, like I just said, Max is coming off that KO. And if you're a Max Holloway fan, you're a little bit worried. And if there's only one way he can win this fight, I don't think he's going to knock out Dustin the way that he knocked out Gaethje. He's going to beat him via decision. And another thing I find kind of stupid is that Dana said, we created this event for Dustin. Really, his retirement fight. We'll just say it's his retirement fight. We'll see how Saturday plays out. But how come you made this entire event for him, but when Conor McGregor wanted to fight Diego Sanchez in 2020 before the pandemic and the entire world shut down, that was a problem? Is it because this is Dustin's last dance, because it's Dustin's last moment to shine? I don't get it, but I do get it. It's for pay-per-views, it's for money, and because Dustin has so many supporters for beating one guy, I get it. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you have winning the fight? I got Max by decision, but I don't know if he could get it done. It's your boy Hollywood AJ. I'll see y'all on Monday for the next one.
The good news is I don't think anyone's going to miss Shatterstar. He was a bit of a prick.